Alright, so we're going to put the straps onto the bag, so you need to lay it on a flat table. The next thing you'll need pins, tailor's chalk and a ruler and a pattern piece. You're going to lay the pattern piece on top. And you're going to, in the middle of where the two lines are, or where the strap position's meant to go, put a little tailor's chalk mark. And the same on this end here. Okay, you're going to do the same for the other end. You're lining it up. Mark where the tailor's chalk goes here and here. Okay, and then you're going to get a 1 metre ruler. Find those two mark points. Roll those. So that's your first step. Okay, now we need to work out where these decorative squares go in our bag. So we just get our ruler. If you measure down from the top of the pattern down to the start of the square, it's 6 centimetres. So it means if you put a mark in the middle where you can kind of see it, you're going to measure down 6 and put a little dash. Same here. Mark where it's going to be. Measure down 6, put a little dash. And then you're going to get your ruler and roll up to that line. Okay, ignore that one, that was already there. Same with this one, I'm doing this little line here. So as you'll see, the puppet's a little bit crooked, but as long as it's going to cover our overlocking, it'll be fine. So for instance, that's going to cover, so it's okay. You need to do the same with the other one. So mark the middle of where the straps are. And measure down 6 centimetres. Put a little dash. 6 centimetres dash. And again, get the ruler, line it up and draw that straight line. So that's step 1. So you've got your lines. Next step is you need to get your strap. Now I would have told you how to go and sew it. It's a 2.5 centimetres in. It should be folded in half. So if you bring it all nice and flat, that's halfway. Put a little line where that goes, so we know where that matches. So what you're going to do is open it up. You push this to one side towards the inside of your bag, and we're going to place that seam on this point here, so that the seam allowance is pressed towards the bottom of the bag. It's matched on the seam, and it's the middle of our chalk line is in the middle of our strap. We're going to put pins vertically all the way down the bag. So that's our first one. So pin that in place. You don't want your pins going horizontally because it means that when you're sewing they get in the way and they bunch up your strap, so keep them in the middle. The second thing you need to do is find your chalk mark, and you need to bring it so it's flat all the way around to where my chalk mark is. So I know my chalk mark's here, place it opposite. And you know what? I've done it wrong. Haha. Start again. Actually, because at the moment this strap's way longer than this one, so don't start again, just carry on. We actually need to move it to halfway down, so it's in the middle of our bag. So repin that in. Definitely it's been a year. Okay, so pin those. Again, I find out where that tailor's chalk mark is and I line it up halfway along here and put my pins in. So what that means is that the handles are going to be the same distance. Okay, so if you can look at it, line it up, it'll look like this. So what I've got to do now is I just run along, nice and flat, find out where my little mark is, okay, put it in the middle, and I'm going to put this one horizontally across, because that's where I know when I'm going to sew, I'm going to stop and pivot and come back down again. So once I've pinned that, it's nice and flat. And there's probably put about 3 more pins up here. side done. And you need to repeat with the other 4. So I run along, find out where my little horizontal mark is, put a pin in it. And again, put some other pins along, keep it nice and flat. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same at this end. Find my little horizontal mark in the middle. Make sure, if you've got your pocket here, make sure that it is covering the overlocking so it's visible like that. Just move it over slightly. Okay. So find it, put a horizontal pin in, and then put a couple more along the middle. Okay, maybe one more here. And then the last one, so find the little point, make sure it's covering your overlocking, nice and straight, horizontal, and a couple of pins. So that's how you pin your strap in place. The next step is you're going to jump in the sewing machine, and with your 5-foot, you're going to be sewing 2 long rectangles, okay? So you can start in the middle somewhere. You're going to place your blade on either side, it doesn't matter. You move your needle towards the strap and you're going to sew down. When you get to your horizontal pin, put your needle in, pivot, sew across, pivot, all the way up to the other one, pivot, pivot, come back to here and back stitch. You're going to repeat for the other side. Done.